And welcome al virtual fundraiser. Ahí está, pues, call it. We got some cool people here today. We've got Sam from Somos Nicaragua Project. Dr. Sam, someone's going on because you can hear my echo. Probably Carlos. Then Jennifer in Nicaragua, who's going to be facilitating with the church to deliver the packages that go in for our beloved people. Carlos from San Francisco, cantante nicaragüense. We got El Famoso Pinolero from the United States, recently Nicaragua, and our boy undisclosed location.
En el barrio de Ucualí.
Let's start off with this. I'm muting. I'm echoing a lot, right, Jennifer?
I think it could be the car radio.
Somebody has to turn off that echo. There's somebody in the house.
Blanco.
Hold up.
Okay, yeah, because we.
My bad. I was trying to be fancy.
Listen, let's start with this. Thank you guys first off, and let's thank our media partners. Así Somos, Pinolero, Hella Nica, Growing Up Nica, y Diacachimba. Let me tell you, it's the first time I've seen a collaborative like this that I'm very happy, but I know that bad things have brought us all together. So I want to say thank you to our media partners for doing this, and thank you panelists for getting on this. I actually want to put this together when my cousin reached out to me. And at the same time, I was very amazed with what you were doing, Jorge. Yeah. So let's start off with you, and then we'll go off with everybody else. Number one, what made you go? You happen to be in Nicaragua, y después que dijiste que quería ayudar a la gente, bendecir a la gente, or was that something that happened on the spot? Tell me how that Nicas Blessing Nicas first started.
It just started on the
real quick. Just hold on. You know it's the holidays. Y no comemos comida nicaragüense típica para las Navidades, so I'm making un relleno de pollo. So while you guys are talking, I don't got ADD like my girlfriend says. I'll be cooking. So Jorge,
there you go. So the Nicas Blessing Nicas started. I was buying some schema for my nephews, and I just took the picture of the gentleman, el paletero, el señor de los esquimos, and then I just posted, bro. Like anybody wants to bless a Nicaragüense like this, on the spot, just genuinely. And then the first girl, her name is Hennessy. She sent me a message. She's like, "It's my birthday. I'll send you $20." So it was with her that started pretty much at $20. So I pretty much I wasn't able to give it to that same person. I actually went around to look for him. A ver si estaba por ahí.
Sí.
But then another person came by, and then we gave him the $20. And then after I posted, it was just one question. Do you guys want to do it? And then it just became a thing, bro. Like I started receiving money, and then we started, like you guys, as you guys saw, we started giving the money out on the streets, mostly to those street hustlers, the people that come out every day out of their home. And oye, qué rico.
Well,
yo no me voy a, mira, yo tenía una rosquilla, pero me la comí.
Hagamos esto. So George, when you started doing it, tell us the emotion, because people were surprised. They thought it was a prank. I mean, they haven't seen MTV Punk'd in Nicaragua yet, so
pretty much nobody really comes out of your day and then suddenly gives you $20. That's like a lot of days of work for a lot of Nicaraguenses, mostly the poor working class. So some people got surprised. Some people were very blessed. The amazing thing that I felt every time I did it, it was that most of these people were like, "God bless you," God bless you. And I wanted to make sure at some point I didn't know how to express myself to them, because it's emotional to me already. Trust me. Like you guys saw it, and I put music and everything on it. And sometimes I spoke, but I cried a lot. I actually cried a lot. And sometimes, I just like choke literally on tears, man. People just blessed.
Lo que me gustó, I like you didn't show their faces.
Oh, no.
Because you really did it from the heart, porque bastante gente they'll do it y grabar y que lloren.
Nah, and they put a sad music on the back, a piano or a violin. That wasn't the point at all times, because first of all, like they're human beings. Come on, it's like gonna put a foot on your face, and then I'm gonna put a phone on your face too and show the world. The reason why I recorded was, so it was clear, and I was tagging people back and forth.
You saw the
that
reaction. My favorite one was a little kid when you gave him the $20. A la gran puta, right? Remember
Oh
that?
yeah, that one was great. That one was great. But I also wanted people to see and get inspired too, because trust me, a lot of people were sending me videos and they're like, dude, I gave $20. And with Blanco, we experienced something on our way to Ciuna that was really beautiful, bro. Like it was we were going by Rio Blanco, and then some guy on a motorcycle, he's riding along us. We didn't even have to stop, and the guy goes like, hey, toma para que vayas a bendecir a alguien. So he gives me 500 cordobas.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells you as a society how we can impact somebody else that maybe has a little bit of extra money on their pocket, and they see it, and he was like, oh, ahí va el pinolero, sí. You know, hey, pinolero, go bless somebody else. He could have done it, but he did it through my hands. And for me, the trust of like people trusting you and believing in you and what we're doing, it's no tiene precio, ¿sabes?
Exactly, and I haven't seen it. I want to get back to another question to you, but I'm going to hand it over now to Blanco. Blanco, you just came out with a new song. You're working on music right now. J Balvin sold out the Air Jordans in 8 minutes, which is a record. So it shows that la música latina está haciendo un impacto aquí en los Estados Unidos and global. So talk to us about the artists you're producing and your music.
Well, I mean, basically, I've always made music, but I chose to share it with everybody now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But before I even talk about music, I just want to say saludos to everybody on here. Saludos to everybody watching. Somos nicaragüenses, hay que apoyarnos, not only nicaragüenses, pero centroamericano. You know, we had el José Zelaya, he was going to bring La República Mayor, that was going to be Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, but it didn't happen, right? Which is whatever, history. But Pinolero, tell them about the end of that story though, bro, because so somebody gave him the 500 Cordobas, which is like almost $20, right?
Yeah, about $15.
And about 2 hours about 2 hours later, there's a lady walking on the bridge
barefoot,
and he barefoot, bro, and he was like, "Señora, here." So el favor or el regalo or the blessing was immediate, bro. Like we didn't have to look for someone. That person was there.
We actually drove for a while, and then he was like, "Stop," and then it was you knew already. You stopped, but you knew it was for that lady. Okay, for the lady.
There you go. Nah. Yeah. We want to do another one just on those stories, because let me tell you, what you did is impactful. It's going to go on for a long time. So awesome. Let's hand it over to Carlos. I want to go back to Blanco. He's very bashful, but his music is dope. So Carlos, from the Bay, your parents are from where?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, my parents are from Nicaragua. My mom is from Diriamba and my dad from Managua. I was born here in San Francisco. Been here all my life, and I've been to Nicaragua once. Unfortunately, just one time, yeah. To be honest, it was...
Jorge, ese no es un pecado, que solo he ido una vez. No, Jennifer, ¿verdad? Una vez he ido a Nicaragua.
No, pero este más...
you have to make it another time.
Fue a Montelimar y San Juan del Sur, that's it.
Carlos is more Nica than you and me. You see, this is beautiful. He's been there once, and he embraces the culture more than people that just came yesterday, brother.
Exactly.
That's like... He went once y solo tiene la cultura de los padres. He's not.
No, he produced the song
Insoportablemente Bella, chaval. Roll your R's.
Right. It was my first salsa cover song that I did, and it had to be one dedicated to Nicaragua, one that reminded me of my grandparents, my grandmothers, basically. So that's the reason why I chose that song. To me, it's important as a musician to always have in the back of my mind Nicaragua on my mind, because I know that I'm representing. And it's kind of like, it's unfortunate that, you think as a musician you're going to get to a point where, okay, finally, now I could help my people. That's kind of my ultimate goal. But listening to these stories that you guys are doing and saying with the little $20 and things like that, man, I want to do that so bad. I want to help like that. I didn't know about these things. So for me, that's another goal right now that I'm gonna try to accomplish. Well, help the person right now.
Whenever you do it, we're gonna support you for it too. And Jennifer will go into that. But you know what? I like the music you're doing. I think people should see the talent you're doing. So your latest song just came out, your latest single, right? Tell us about that, how you came up with that.
Yeah, so this is the beginning of my second salsa album. My first album has been doing great. Basically, I've been working with the best producers and the greatest musicians in the salsa genre. You know, they work with the top dogs, Mark Anthony, Victor Manuel, everybody. So I'm fortunate for that. Now I'm working on my second album. My first salsa single that I just released is called Prometo, which is a cover from Pablo Alborán. And it's a very romantic song. It's just a good way to set pace for my new album that's going to be coming out probably in about 2 years. And just to continue going. And I have a special surprise coming Friday that nobody knows about. And I'm going to just let you guys know right now. I've been working on a Christmas song. So my first salsa Christmas song is coming out Friday. And you guys are all going to hear it. I'm going to post it right after we get off of this. And that's that.
So your favorite Nicaraguan memory when you were down there, what was it?
Woo! Probably we were at some party in Diriamba outside. It started raining. And then it was warm out, but then my cousin brought a big old bucket of flor de caña with ice, and we were just drinking it outside at the club, like in this big old thing. I mean, that's one of them. But for me, it was being surrounded by the people that are like me, that have the same blood 100% as me. And I felt for the first time in my life, like this is where I belong, this is where I'm from. So it felt great to have that connection, that identity. And I think everyone in the world yearns for that. You know what I mean? So that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, it is something different when you step off that plane, right? And you see that the history of where your parents came from, you know? So now
sure.
That's good. Sam, what's your connection? Talk to us about your connection to Nicaragua, because obviously most of us have a family connection. Talk to us about your connection to Nicaragua.
Yeah, for me, it goes back to 2004 when I was 15 years old, and my dad took me to Nicaragua. He's a bit of an adventurer, and he had gone down by himself and just fallen in love with the people and the culture. And he took me down there. It was my first time south of the United States in my life, and immediately just fell in love with the culture. At 15, I could buy a Tonya. I could go to the Mercado to have some gallo pintos, ranchitos, like play sports on the beach with the locals. It was a dream come true for this kid from New Jersey.
What made you want to do the to help the underserved children? That takes a lot, because most people like to go party, and you decided to do something philanthropic. What made you do that?
Yeah, well, I don't want to take all the credit. And initially, it was enjoying those different aspects of Nicaragua. Going down to San Juan del Sur, enjoying that culture, and as I built more relationships in the country and started to get more involved in playing sports in San Juan del Sur, I started to realize the impact that sports had on the people of Nicaragua, and just saw an opportunity of how I could gather equipment in the United States from my friends and family and community, and bring those items down to Nicaragua. And I think it was this one trip that I took where my dad and I, we gifted a soccer ball to this kid in a soccer league, and the ball got kicked out of the stadium, and like 12 kids ran across barbed wire fences, like into this little alleyway to get the ball. And I think at that moment, I realized the impact of one soccer ball had on a community and a group of kids. And that really amazed me. And that motivated me to bring down equipment. And since then, we've probably brought 15,000 pounds of athletic equipment to multiple communities.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Jennifer, my cousin down there who facilitated, because it's not so easy, this mission to help. We have 2 package options that the people are going to get, everybody. One is going to be a hygiene package, because she brought it up to me. She said, primo, esto es lo que necesitan ellos, cosas así de hygiene y también comida. So Jennifer, talk a little bit about what's in the packages and the towns that we're going to go, that you guys are going to service.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for everyone who's watching right now, and thanks to you guys.
You could do it in Spanish too, because I get to practice my Spanish.
Ok, está bien. Bueno, agradecerles a todos los que nos están viendo y también a los panelistas que nos han acompañado y a los medios para promocionar la campaña. Les cuento que nosotros hemos trabajado en estas últimas semanas muy de cerca con la Iglesia Católica de Rivas. De hecho, la semana pasada tuvimos una reunión con el padre y con algunos líderes comunitarios del área de Tola, que es un área de las más afectadas por las inundaciones. Estoy segura que han visto muchos videos y fotos. Entonces fueron ellos quienes realmente sacaron sus listas y nos dijeron, ok, necesito jabón, necesito detergente, necesito aparte arroz, frijoles. Entonces pensamos en hacer dos tipos de paquetes para suplir realmente esas necesidades. Tenemos los paquetes de comidas con granos básicos, arroz, frijoles, azúcar, aceite, y también el paquete de higiene, que es papel higiénico, jabón, detergente, y vamos a incluir también face mask y también hand sanitizer, para que también ellos puedan seguirse cuidando. Entonces, ha sido todo un proceso de colaboración, ¿verdad? Muy cercano con ellos, que lo hemos hecho con nuestra familia de Rivas. Estoy segura que si ustedes conocen a Armando, saben que nuestra familia tiene un restaurante chino en Rivas de bastantes años, muy conocido, muy icónico, que lo espera cuando ustedes vengan a Nicaragua. Entonces, ha sido un trabajo de bastante colaboración con la iglesia, con los líderes comunitarios, ¿verdad? Y con el staff de nuestra empresa.
Yeah, and like Jennifer said, guys, it's like perfect timing for Christmas. Like we had our first angel in Jorge and Pinolero down there, comenzando la esperanza. And now Jennifer's saying, you know what? Estos paquetes duran 2 semanas, casi 3, y que ya vienen las Navidades, because we want to send George back, pero para ahorita lo mandamos con la iglesia, you know? So I want to thank, and we'll go back to Jennifer. The reason we're all here is because we all met. Like, I know Carlos for a long time. He's one of my favorite singers. And I remember sometimes, because we grew up in Salsa, that I tend to go with the culture of the music. But for some reason, Carlos he always grounded me to the Nicaraguan culture, you know? And I think for a couple of years, our relatives were married and they got divorced, right? Right, Carlos?
Yeah, I think so.
Exactly, los Mendieta de Diriamba. But I want to go, the reason we're here is because of Pinolero, right? And I met Sam another way too, but Pinolero, what made you create that platform? Because you were raised in Nicaragua, te veniste aquí casi in high school. What made you create that? Because it was the first time most of us got to say, oh, this shit is funny, and you connected all of us. What made you create that platform?
Back in high school here, well, of course, you know, back in the days, I think one of the inspirations by coming and being here, it used to be ENN. They used to be the first people we saw back home in TV, the first cats that came out on YouTube. Of course, we had a long history of comedians in Nicaragua, but they never really did anything like that, and it kind of like fade away. But ENN inspired me a lot. It was really funny. I loved it. I started with a page called nicoita.com. You know, I've always was into buying domains and selling domains for a long time. So
you were doing that?
Yeah, I still do that. You know,
okay.
It's part of where I make some of my money as well, selling and buying domains. I just did nicoita.com, and it used to be a little blog back in MySpace, and I had a high five too. When high five used to be popular back in Central America too, you know. And then Facebook came on, and then I changed to pinolero.net. I always did the business of selling shirts, you know, like the jerseys and everything, since high school. So just pinolero.com came along. I had pinolero.net, and I was able to purchase the actual domain. So once I had the domain, I became Pinolero. And then the videos
it blew up. What makes you think, what do you credit that blew up? Because it opened up a lot of doors.
Oh, the comedy definitely gave me, you see, like I monetized myself to the fullest, you know, like if we talk in that aspect of the business. But the comedy, I was doing shirts for a long time. I was selling, you know, still doing ads, but I had to do a lot of ads in order to make, you know, more money. So when comedy came in, I started wearing the shirts, wearing everything I did, and pretty much preach every single day, Pinolero and all the shirts. And that just simply skyrocketed to like crazy numbers. And it was great.
Now, where do you think the majority of your audience is from? Aquí or yeah?
Definitely Nicaragua now, because obviously merges back. So there's a couple of things that I did too, where even on ads, let's just say, you know, I paid for cheaper ads in Nica, and then they cross over to USA eventually.
Yeah, got it. No, hey, listen, it's a phenom. It brought us all together. It's funny shit. Blanco, let's talk about your music. How is it operating a record label from Nicaragua?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in a bad area. Carlos, would you mind singing us a verse from?
I want to hear the Christmas
you're
song.
Not gonna do a verse. You're not gonna do a verse.
I want to hear that.
What do you want to hear?
Whatever you want.
Well, Blanco's back.
Blanco's back.
Yeah, but go ahead with the Christmas song if you want to.
Second that.
It's just,
well, it's not a Christmas song. Whatever.
I mean,
I want to definitely talk about the label Blanco because you're doing it now. Music's international, is global, right? And I think Carlos agrees with that. So how is it running it globally?
Okay, well, I mean, it's good because the platforms now allow you to be anywhere, bro, and my music is heard in Germany, South Africa. I got people in Australia listening to it. And if you got like Apple Music for artists, it'll lay out exactly where people are at and where people are listening to you. You know what I mean? So, for instance, I'm in Nicaragua, bro, but I got people in San Francisco bumping it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think that at least for the Latino culture, like me growing up in the Mission District in San Francisco, and being able to be in Nicaragua, but be able to like still be a factor or still be around and people could hear me, I think it's a beautiful thing, bro. I think it's a universal language that there's people that don't understand Spanish, bro, but they're singing Bad Bunny. And there's people that don't understand English, but they're singing, you know, John Bon Jovi or whoever.
Bad Bunny was downloaded more this year than Drake himself. So that gives that opportunity and you know, so that you see those metrics and stuff. So that's cool. Carlos, do you see those metrics when you put out your music? Of
course. Yeah. Definitely. You got to be in tune to that, especially nowadays where everything is digital. So you definitely have to be in tune and luckily so far, you know, like I said, my first album, it's been great. It's been heard worldwide like Blanco's music. And, you know, the best thing is to just keep progressing and try to change with the times and the way music is being made. CDs are pretty much obsolete now. That vinyl's coming back. It's like, it's a trip, man. You don't really know where it's going to go, but you just have to stay present, making music and staying out there.
You make music because it's a passion of yours and it's artistic, correct?
Yes, of course.
Blanco, why do you write? Do you do music for the same reason, artistic? Tell me.
I do music because, according to statistics, bro, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm either supposed to be doing life in prison or in a grave somewhere dead, bro. Yeah. So I do music because it's like, I don't know, this may piss a lot of people off, but en Nicaragua decimos, nah, I can't say it, bro. It's not politically
Say it, we're Nica. Just say it, vale verga, come on.
Vale verga.
All right. Like the Jewish, yala, my friend.
Aquí decimos, pues, nah, I can't say it, bro. It's ugly. I can't vibe off of that. But basically, bro, it's like it's a statement. You know, I think it was Gandhi that said, they asked him, what's your message? And he said, my life is my message. You know what I mean? So if you ask me what's my music, you know, or what's the message behind my music, bro, is just that I'm alive still, bro. It's a celebration that I'm still here, bro. You know, we have, and I'm grateful that that we have a salsero with us. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that we have an entertainer with us, which is Pinolero, that we have you with us, that we have the brother from New Jersey coming down and helping us. But I represent Nicaraguenses too, you know what I'm saying? And it's who not a lot of people talk about us. Yo represento al nicaragüense, brother, que puta, la ha cagado, loco, pero aquí está todavía, you know what I mean? Que todavía se despierta todos los días y busca el pan de cada día y lo hace rimar, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's what it's all about. Music has its different facets, right? So and that's what this whole point about was for people to recognize who we are, what we're doing. And before, Carlos, you sing a little verse for us, because you know what? I love the way you sing. You're my favorite singer, so there's no way I'm going to do a Zoom with you without you singing. Also, shout out to our media partners, Así Somos Nicaragua, Hella Nica, Growing Up Nica, Nicoyas Unidos, Pinolero, of course, and Somos Nicaragua. Shout out to all you guys who put the word out there. And trust me, this is just the beginning of more collaboration que vamos a hacer allá. So, Carlos, you ready to sing us a little verse?
I guess so. So, since you want me to sing, I'm going to sing the single that I'm dropping Friday. It's a Christmas salsa song. Produced by Eric Peralta, Peruano from the Bay Area. It's pretty much all cats from the Bay Area. And it's the Donny Hathaway classic, which is my favorite Christmas song. So I'm just singing. Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. The fireside is blazing bright. All right, y'all. You want to hold?
Un aplauso. So,
Este chavo tiene buena voz.
¿Viste? No.
No, you gotta see. Oh, I mean, you heard him live. We did a job together. ¿Qué año fue que hicimos eso, Carlos?
We did a few years back. You hired me to perform in front of what was the band? La Cuñeta? No. It was the Dimensión Costeña. You hired my band to play, bro, because I asked you. I go, bro, this is a Nicoya event, and I need my people to see you perform.
People love your music, bro. People like
Check it out, bro.
And I appreciate you for hiring me for that, bro. Man, that smells good from here.
Ya está listo el relleno.
Damn.
You can put some.
Echale guaro.
Exactly. Like, joyita. So, Jennifer, el segundo parte de esto is to get the money with the church, buy the packages. Does that scare you? ¿Te asusta un poquito lo que está pasando allá? I'm sure that people are going to be so happy to get those packages, porque si yo voy un mes sin papel higiénico, you know, that shit sucks.
No, estoy segura que vamos a alegrarle, aunque sea un momento, a estas personas que la están pasando muy mal. Sí ha habido mucha ayuda, muchas organizaciones, pero pues todos sabemos lo que está pasando en el país, cómo se está manejando, entonces vamos a hacerlo de la manera correcta y vamos a enviarles actualizaciones, fotos, videos, para que podamos compartir la realidad de todas estas donaciones que recibimos.
Exactly.
¿Cuándo es que van a hacer esto? ¿Para el mero día de Navidad? ¿El 24 o el 25?
Tal vez un poco antes, como va a depender un poco de la transferencia, del tiempo que tome la transferencia, pero igual estamos en contacto por si estás por aquí.
Yeah.
No,
bienvenido.
Yeah, y Jorge, ¿cuándo va a regresar? You're going to do a Nicas Blessing Nicas Part 2?
Yeah, I'm going to be back on the 25th.
Oh, sí.
Yeah, I'll be back on the 25th in Nicaragua.
Te invitamos un chop suey. Sam's been to the chop suey. ¿Te gusta?
Yeah, claro, ya tú sabes.
Blanco, you got to go there too. So, Sam,
hey, I'm in Nicaragua right now.
Already.
Look at Blanco's doing like the side shows in Nicaragua. Look at that. Sam,
nos llevó a El Salvador Allende.
Estás en el supermercado. ¿Dónde estás?
Estoy aquí en la rotonda La Virgen.
Ah, okay.
Sam, when do you plan on going back?
Oh man, not soon enough. Hopefully in January. We'll see if I can squeak in a trip.
That's good. I have to get out there, you know, especially with COVID, being able to work remote, I got to get out there. But, you know, so I look forward to connecting with Blanco. And, of course, if we can all go. Carlos, plans heading back there?
Of course, I want to take the whole family. We already went to Puerto Rico because my wife is from Puerto Rico. And so the next trip was like, because my son was a little bit younger, I wanted him to get older. So Nicaragua is the next place for sure. We got to go visit.
Yeah, and we want you to go to Chop Suey and all that. So before we kind of finish this up, I want a little fun fact. Your last meal in Nicaragua, Carlos, what would it be?
Last meal in Nicaragua. Well, damn, that's a different thing. The food over there is different than my mom's cooking, but my mom's incredible. So I would just stick with, oh man, because my favorite plate nicaragüense is gallo pinto, carne molida, queso frito, maduro, tostones, ensalada, crema y un cacao. That's it. I mean, I could go out with that one.
Yeah, okay, there you go. There you go, un plato típico. Pinolero Jorge, el plato favorito tuyo, el último día en Nicaragua, what would it be?
Yo siempre que me vengo me traigo un quesillo en el avión. I buy it at the airport.
No, hey,
go all the way to the end.
Jennifer, esos son los que trae mi mami, ¿verdad? Los quesillos del aeropuerto para Chuy.
Los
bueno.
quesillos, sí.
El quesillo,
carísimo, por cierto, esos quesillos. They're like $6.
De París.
Sí. Blanco, your favorite meal in Nicaragua, your last meal in Nicaragua, what would it be?
Yeah,
He's already there.
Yeah.
It's a tricky question because Man, when you say last meal, I feel like I'm on death row.
For real, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, am I leaving Nicaragua for good?
Okay,
I'm
no,
not coming
if
back.
the world is ending, not because we're incarcerated. If the
My
world
last
is
meal,
ending,
like, what are you gonna do after? Like, I'm more worried about what you're gonna do to me after I
Is
eat
Gallo
that.
Pinto? Is Gallo Pinto gone out of my life? Is this it?
For real. Nah, man, arroz a la valenciana, brother.
there you go.
Man,
That
that
That's
right
good.
there, bro. That's
Love
my
that.
favorite. Yeah,
Okay.
arroz a la valenciana.
I love that. Sam, what's yours?
Oh man, I gotta throw back 2016. I had the best fried chicken from this lady in Villanueva. Just chopped up the chicken in her backyard, dropped it in the fryer. Like best chicken you could have in the entire
You
world.
saw the chicken being killed though?
Yeah,
Like this.
100%.
Yeah. Jennifer,
Ripped it up real quick.
Jennifer, el plato favorito tuyo, what is it?
Puede ser el bao.
Oh yeah.
El bao del mercado de Masaya.
Vilma.
El Vilma, sí.
Yeah, Vilma. Para mí, you know what mine is? You guys won't even guess. Mine is huevo de tortuga en la boquita
Oh wow.
con tostones y chile. That's my favorite. I don't care when I go down visit my mom and dad. I don't care where I go. Besides the chop suey, I say, llévenme a la boquita porque quiero los huevos de tortuga con tostones y chile, and even con las 20 moscas que están a la par y el polvo is worth it, you know. So, anyways, listen. I want to thank you guys.
We're turtles.
I want to thank
Turtles, man. We're trying to save the turtles.
Save
For real. I was like, are you really saying this like live with everybody?
I'm gonna get
Like,
the cancel culture. I'm gonna get the cancel culture saying, "Hey, he eating turtles." Anyway, listen, it's been an honor, Blanco, and the little bit that George connected us. Keep on doing your shit, bro. And your music is badass, and you're tapping in. We want you successful, man. Like Bad Bunny's doing it. You know, it's an art of your life. You know, let me tell you, you're onto something bigger than you thought. You know, and I know you're working on a podcast. But the Nica Blessings Nica, and it's been 5 years since I've known of your platform, pero por fin estamos esto. So out of all the bad things that happens to our country, we always thrive. Y entonces, muchas gracias por apoyar esto. Jennifer, I can't compliment Jennifer because she's my cousin, so that doesn't count. Pero shout out to La Iglesia en Rivas y el Chop Suey en Rivas por esta colaboración, ayudar a la gente allá. Sam, we connected, and I love what you're doing for our people when it comes to sports equipment and give them an option because, you know, we all know that the children down there are underprivileged. And so sports is a way to keep them off the streets, you know? Exactly. And Carlos, let me tell you, my bro from the Bay, I'm going to see you soon. You've always supported me on every project, and we're going to support you. And again, our media partners in Así Somos Nicaragua, shout out, Hella Nica, Growing Up Nica, Nicoyas Unidos, Diacachimba, Santiago. I mean, that's badass. So we're going to do another one. AK Nica Flow, que está allá también, un rapeo from Bluefields, watching us. And thank you for partnering up. Hey, muchas gracias con ustedes por compartir este momento. And we're going to keep you posted. So Jennifer's going to send us pictures. She's going to send us the packages that's going out there because for all who donated, you're going to be able to see what the impact they made on those people during these challenging times. You know, this is pure mutual aid. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100% of the proceeds go. I pay the taxes, everything, and it's not easy. They don't make it easy. But the best way to do it was to do it because if it's an inconvenience for us, it's worth it because it makes more of an impact for the people down there. So, thank you guys for doing this, and more importantly, thank you for taking the time to spending, you know, the last 2 weeks planning this. And so we'll keep you guys posted with Jennifer's progress and the families. And George, the next one I want to do, I told myself, do a fundraiser to get you out there and do some more blessings. And we'll throw Carlos out there para que él vaya. And Sam will find a missionary reason to go down there. We'll stay at Blanco's house. He's got a fortress, living like you know, Scarface. Un abrazo, man. Thank you guys.
Gracias, chicos.